Hey everybody, Big D here. I've been thinking about doing this for a long time and then finally decided to get off my butt and do it. I've been in the radio industry for like 20 some odd years and love everything about it. Uh, and there are things about it that I can't stand. Um, and I'm doing this because I just want to get other people's opinions about the state of radio and where it's going, where it's heading, you know. And I want to figure out, if what I'm thinking is right, if it's wrong, you know, just not saying that my opinion is right, just curious. This is what I believe, and if I'm wrong, hey, shoot me a line and let me know. Let me know what you think. It's all about discussion. Something that I don't think we do a lot of. We kind of tend to in this industry, kind of just follow what people do, and if one place does it, then another station will do it, and it just kind of we there's no creativity. So I'm just kind of curious to what people's thoughts are about the state of radio. So I'm going to try and shoot a video like every day about my thoughts about the business, and kind of curious about what you guys think. Okay. Let's start off today's topic, localization of radio, and how that's just basically just declined, how it's just crappy right now. Like I said, I've been doing radio for about 20 years, and the one thing that I've seen that has happened over the past 20 some odd years I've been in the business is the localization of radio has just died. It's completely died. I've had a chance to do radio here in Cedar Rapids, which I'm sitting here now, also in Peoria, Illinois, and it seems to me that in small markets like this, small and medium markets, that we've given up on trying to serve the public. That kind of boggles my mind. And when I say we've stopped serving the public, we have a lot of syndicated shows. I mean, I understand that some stations want to do syndicated morning shows. I understand that, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's okay, But when you syndicate your afternoon show and your night show, and there's nothing local about your station, why do you think people would pay attention to you? Why do you think people would do that? Because pretty much all you are is a big jukebox. There's no personality, nothing that a local person can grab a hold to, and that's why people are leaving it in droves, leaving radio by in droves as far as the listeners are concerned. And it's kind of scary. There's stations that I know in markets about this size that don't even have morning shows. They just play music. That doesn't make any sense. I know stations that don't have any local people on them at all, and those stations are not succeeding at all. They're not succeeding at all, and they're wondering, how can I, get it right? How can I get it right? There are other stations that I know that where owners are putting on stations that they want to put on, as far as formats that they want to put on. They don't try to fill holes in the market. If you have 3 rock stations in a market, why would you try to put on another? If you've just bought some stations, why would you try to put on another one? But just because it's just something that you want to do. When you're in the position to make money, but you also have to serve the public. And if somebody already has a hole that you want to be in, it doesn't make any sense for you to try to do something that somebody else is doing. Why don't you try to fill a hole that's not being filled? It kind of boggles my mind. The other thing that's kind of strange is when you talk about syndication, which is not a bad thing. There are some places that need to be syndicated. You have a syndicated morning show. That's a cool thing. It's a very cool thing. But when you have your night show syndicated, and you have your afternoon show syndicated, or you have somebody in Colorado, voice tracking your afternoon show and trying to sound local but doesn't know anything about your market, why do you think your listeners are going to listen to that? What makes you think, as a general manager, as a program director, why would you think that your audience would listen to that? I mean, part of the allure of being in a small market is there's so many things that you can do. There's so many ways you can be in touch with your community, and unfortunately, we're not doing that. I mean, you want to put Ryan Seacrest on in the middays and do all of that. I mean, Seacrest is on TV I don't know how many times, and God bless Seacrest, he's doing his thing, and it's not a slight on him. It's a slight on the people who put these stations together and think that, you know, hey, you know, it's an easy way for us to save money. You know, it's a name that people know and people will just listen to it. You know, the average radio listener is not as stupid as we think. They're not. They are starting to figure out that, you know, when you have one jock on 4 stations, they kind of figure out that that person's not there like 12 hours a day. They have figured out that, you know, we're taping things, and when we start to do that, we look really lazy. We look like we don't care, and if we look like we don't care, the listener's not going to care. My question is, you know, who's going to stand up and say, you know, that enough is enough, and that if our industry is going to survive, we need to change the way that, you know, we do things. I know, you know, times are tough, the economy is tough, you know, I understand all of that stuff, but even if you're in the business of making money, you have to be able to put something on that people are going to gravitate towards. And I'm sorry that, you know, if the majority of your station is syndicated or voice tracked, you know, nobody's going to give a damn about it. Nobody's going to care about it. And, you know, it's just not going to work. And I'm just kind of curious, when are people going to realize that? When are the general managers, when are the vice presidents, when are they all going to realize that, you know, if you are going to have a successful station that's going to serve the public, that you actually have to put jocks on the air. You have to put programming that means a damn to the people in the community. When are people going to realize that? When are they going to realize that just because a consultant says that, you know, that's the way it's supposed to be, you know, that, you know, you don't necessarily have to do that. Their job as a consultant is, you know, to give you advice, and then you kind of figure out which way you want to go. There are good consultants out there that do that, but then there are some that I've worked for that have just been atrocious, that have, you know, just basically said, well, this is what St. Louis is doing, this is what Chicago is doing, so this is what you do because you guys just follow, you know, their lead. When it's actually a little bit different, you know, that, you know, we kind of set the tone for the rest. The small market radio, I believe, sets the tone for what happens in bigger markets. I kind of believe that. We, you know, kind of like let it start here and then it just goes bigger. I may be wrong about that, but from what I've seen and what I've done, that's the way I look at it. You know, you know, small market radio can set trends and you know, make our own mark. So my question is, you know, when who's going to step up and change the way things are done? I know there are some people that are doing that. I know right here in Cedar Rapids there's a station here, Z102.9, that's fully staffed. I mean, they have so many part-timers there, it's ridiculous. I mean, it's just insane, but they do it the right way. They care about what's happening in the community. There's always somebody on the air when something goes on, when there's something serious that happens in the community, they're right there. How many of you can say that about the stations that you work at? How many people can say that? You know? And the real scary thing is the local owners that are that basically allow their station that they own to not serve the public. You know, who's going to step up and say, you know, that's enough? That, you know, we need, if our industry is going to survive, we need to start caring about our communities, caring about what's happening here. Then you start to do that, then your local dollars start to go up, then your national dollars start to go up. For me, I think it's pretty much that simple. Maybe I'm you know, pie in the sky. Maybe I might be wrong about that, but from what I've seen, if you do that, it actually works. If you do radio the way radio is supposed to be done, you tend to, you know, be successful at it. I'm just kind of curious to what people think about that. Just shoot me a comment, you know, and let me know what you think. Just curious about it. I'll shoot another video tomorrow. All right? Peace out.